Okay, so let's go on to this one topic over here जो कि important है जिससे हमारे को हाइड्रोजन के बारे में भी थोड़ा सा पता चलेगा. It is special forms of hydrogen. Now when we talking of hydrogen, hydrogen that is going to exist in various forms. जैसे सबसे पहले the first one which we have over here that is nascent hydrogen. Now what is nascent hydrogen? You must have seen that generally हम लोग कोई भी चीज अगर nascent represent करते हैं that is represented in the inside the brackets. So nascent hydrogen that is at the moment of formation of hydrogen. जब hydrogen form होता है so that is at that moment of formation of hydrogen that is going to be known as nascent hydrogen, right? Now this type of hydrogen that is more active than normal hydrogen. It is going to be more active than normal hydrogen, and generally it is seen that if you are reacting any hydrogen with any oxidizing agent, तो अगर हम ordinary हाइड्रोजन को रिएक्ट करते हैं, if we are taking ordinary hydrogen and we are reacting it with potassium permanganate, which is an oxidizing in presence of H2SO4, it is seen that with normal hydrogen there is going to be no color change, which means that the normal hydrogen that is unable to reduce the solution of KMnO4. आपको पता है कि KMnO4 that is a dense purple in color, okay? तो अगर उसमें कोई भी रिएक्शन होगा तो उसका कलर जो है वो चेंज होना चाहिए. जब हम ऑर्डिनरी हाइड्रोजन को KMnO4 के साथ रिएक्ट करते हैं, there is going to be no change. So if there is no change, that means that there is no reaction which is taking place. But if we are taking or doing this reaction by adding zinc pieces, okay, तो zinc pieces के बाद decolorization of KMnO4 is going to take place. This very clearly indicates कि जो Zn के pieces हैं वो nascent hydrogen produce करेंगे, और वो जो nascent hydrogen है that is going to react with KMnO4 and decolorize. So there is certain reaction which is taking place by the liberated hydrogen from zinc pieces. ठीक है? So this is what nascent hydrogen is. The hydrogen which is you can say moment of formation of hydrogen जब होती है that is going to be nascent hydrogen. Then we have B over here. B that is atomic hydrogen. Now what do we understand by hydrogen? Whenever hydrogen molecule that is passed through an electric discharge that is going to get converted into atomic hydrogen. That is, if we have hydrogen and we have electric discharge over here, this is going to give us 2H. So this is H plus H, this is going to be known as the atomic hydrogen, and the energy, this is an endothermic reaction in which the energy required that is of the order of 104.5 kilocalories per mole. So delta H for this reaction is going to be positive 104.5 kilocalories per mole. ठीक है? So that is what atomic hydrogen is. Now when we are talking of atomic hydrogen over here, the life period of atomic hydrogen is very very less. It is only 0.3 second. Right? That is going to be the life period, and after 0.3 second, as you can see over here that the reaction is reversible. So after 0.3 second, it will go back to the normal form, that is the molecular form. Okay? फिर उसके बाद atomic hydrogen that is generally produced at a very high temperature, as you can see over here that the delta E that is going to be 104.5. तो इतनी एनर्जी हमको चाहिए है convert H2 into 2H. So that is how electric discharge जो हम pass करेंगे इसके through, that should be very very high. And then the reducing power of, this is important, reducing power of atomic hydrogen is more than nascent hydrogen. ठीक है? So the reducing power that is going to be more. Then we go on to ortho and para hydrogen. That is the third type of hydrogens which we are going to discuss over here. Ortho and para hydrogen. Now when we are doing ortho and para hydrogen over here, we know that every hydrogen that is diatomic. Diatomic का मतलब it is going to contain two atoms. ठीक है? और हर एक atom के पास there is one electron present and there is one proton present. ठीक है? So we have two hydrogens over here. Let's say these are the two different atoms of a diatomic hydrogen. Okay? Now in this case we have two protons which are going to be present. और protons कहाँ present होते हैं? They are present inside the nucleus. Now it is not only the electrons which are moving around the nucleus. The protons, they are also revolving around their own spins. Okay? Now it is seen that if both the protons of two different hydrogen atoms, they are revolving in the same spin. ठीक है? एक प्रोटॉन इसका, एक प्रोटॉन इसका, दोनों सेम ही स्पिन में रिवॉल्व कर रहे हैं, then this is known as ortho hydrogen. ठीक है? So if both the protons are spinning in the same direction, they are known as, or it is known as ortho hydrogen. And if the spins they are in opposite directions, मतलब एक clockwise move कर रहा है और दूसरा anti clockwise move कर रहा है, then this is known as para hydrogen. ठीक है? So in case of ortho hydrogen, both the protons they are spinning in clockwise direction. In case of para hydrogen, one is going to spin in clockwise and the other that is going to spin in anti-clockwise. Now whenever we are talking of hydrogen, it is seen that ortho hydrogen that is going to be a mixture of ortho hydrogen that is going to be a mixture of 75% ortho and 25% para. Right? 75% ortho and 25% para. Now at 20 Kelvin, जब टेम्परेचर हम लोग 20 केल्विन रखते हैं, तो at 20 केल्विन it is observed that there is, at 20 केल्विन there is 99.2% para present. ठीक है? It is going to be 99.2 H2 in fact, H2% para present and only 0.18% ortho present. ठीक है? So at 20 Kelvin, this is going to be the combination over here. Okay? Then ortho that is always going to be more stable as compared to para. Right? Because आप देख ही रहे हो कि ortho hydrogen में 75% ortho है. So ortho it is also spinning in the same direction. Therefore, the stability of ortho that is always going to be greater than para. Okay? Then next we come to isotopes of hydrogen. Next we come to the isotopes of hydrogen. So when we doing the isotopes of hydrogen, आपको पता है कि तीन isotopes होते हैं इसके. The first one that is known as protium. सबसे पहले isotopes होते क्या हैं? All those which have the same atomic mass की same atomic number, same atomic number but different atomic masses, that is going to be known as isotopes. So we have three isotopes of hydrogen. The first one that is known as protium. Protium, that is going to be denoted by this symbol, which means that in case of protium there is one electron and one proton present. Okay, now this is the only element which has no neutron. In protium there is going to be no neutron present. It consists of approximately 99.84% of hydrogen. So this is the major component of any hydrogen which is going to be present. ठीक है, एटमॉस्फेरिक हाइड्रोजन में तीनों आइसोटोप्स प्रेजेंट रहते हैं. उस एटमॉस्फेरिक हाइड्रोजन में प्रोटियम की जो percentage है, that is 99.84. The second one which we have, that is deuterium. Deuterium has an atomic mass of 2, so it is going to be represented as H21. It consists of one electron, one proton and one neutron. ठीक है, one neutron, one electron and one proton, and its atomic mass is a little greater. जब हम प्रोटियम का atomic mass करते हैं, the atomic mass of protium, that is 1.008. Now because there is also some neutron present over here, so the atomic mass is going to increase. The atomic mass is of the order of 2.01. Okay, now this constitutes only 0.016%. It constitutes only 0.016% of the total hydrogen which is present. Okay, the symbol which we give for this is generally D. It is going to be represented by D. Then the third isotope of hydrogen, that is going to be tritium. Okay, now in case of tritium, it is going to consist of, it is first of all represented as what? H31. Now this deuterium which we have over here, this is also known as heavy hydrogen. Tritium is going to be the radioactive. ठीक है, that is the radioactive form of hydrogen which is present. In case of tritium, there is going to be one electron, one proton and two neutrons. ठीक है, now tritium जो है इसका atomic number और भी ज्यादा हो जाता है. It is of the order of 3.01. Right? Now this isotope, that is going to be, as I told you, that it is radioactive in nature, therefore it is quite unstable. And it is represented by T. Right? Now properties जब हम लोग करते हैं हाइड्रोजन की, तो properties of hydrogen is only due to protium. Its properties does not depend upon deuterium or it does not depend upon tritium. It will only depend upon protium. Okay? So uses आपके syllabus में है सबके. So let's go on to number 1, uses of deuterium. Okay, the first use is that it is used for the preparation of deutero compounds. Right? और ये जो deutero compounds होते हैं, they are used in tracer studies of chemical reactions and biological systems. ठीक है, they are going to be used in tracer studies of, या ट्रेसर्स कुछ भी, अगर बायोलॉजिकल सिस्टम्स में हमको कोई भी डिजीज जो है उसको ट्रेस करना है तो तो उसके लिए इनके कंपाउंड्स को यूज किया जाता है. इट इज ऑल्सो यूज्ड एज अ बॉम्बार्डिंग एजेंट इन न्यूक्लियर रिएक्शंस. It is also used as a bombarding agent in nuclear reactions, and it is also used in the fusion reactions of hydrogen bombs. Right? It is going to be used in the fusion reactions of hydrogen bombs. So these are the uses of deuterium. Then we go on to uses of tritium. Okay, the first use is that again it is going to be used in several tracer experiments and in fusion reactions. So इसके लिए भी use होगा और इसके लिए भी use होगा. So it is used in various tracer mechanisms and in fusion reactions. Reactions to release a lot amount of energy. Okay, so atom bombs वगैरह में और nuclear bombs में उसमें इसको हम use करते हैं. Then the next topic which we have today, that is going to be heavy water. ये भी आपके syllabus में है. Let's go on to heavy water. जो heavy water है, that has the symbol D2O. This is heavy water. Now this was discovered by Urey. Urey was the scientist जिसने इसको discover किया था, right? And he said that ordinary water contains 1 part of heavy water in 6,000 parts. So heavy water हर एक जो whatever water we are having, the normal water which we have, उसमें 1 part of heavy water is present in 6,000 parts of normal water. ठीक है? So there is a small amount of water which is going to be present. और ल्यूइस और डोनाल्ड ने आइसोलेट किया था सबसे पहले. The scientists who isolated very few milliliters of heavy water. It is very difficult to isolate heavy water. So these were the two scientists जिन्होंने सबसे पहले इसको isolate किया था. किस तरह से हम इसको prepare करते हैं? When we are looking at the preparation, the first is by fractional distillation of ordinary water. By fractional distillation of ordinary water. Right? Now it is seen that there is a slight difference in boiling point. When we are talking of normal water, the boiling point of normal water, that is 101.42 degree Celsius. Sorry, 100 degree Celsius. Normal water का. ये heavy water का है. Normal water का जो boiling point होता है, that is 100 degree Celsius. And that of heavy water, it is 101.42 degree Celsius. So as there is a slight change in boiling point, तो हम क्या करेंगे कि इसकी fractional distillation करते हैं. बट सिर्फ ये होता है कि उस fractional distillation में जो fractionating column होता है, that is going to be very very large. You know what a fractionating column is? It's a glass column जिसमें बहुत सारे constrictions रहते हैं और उसमें evaporate करेंगे हम water को. जब evaporate करेंगे तो वो water उन constrictions पे hit करके condense करके वापस beaker में गिर जाता है. ठीक है? So over here when distillation that is done, so as the boiling point difference that is going to be very very less, so the fractionating column that is going to be longer. Okay. Now in this case, what is going to happen because water has a lower boiling point over here, right? तो ये जो water होता है ये पहले separate हो जाएगा. तो ये water separate होता जाएगा by repeated fractional distillation. और जो हमारे पास बीकर है जिससे हम D2O को आइसोलेट कर रहे थे, उसकी D2O की जो कंसंट्रेशन है वो उस बीकर में इंक्रीज होती रहती है. And finally we get a very few milliliters of D2O which can be isolated as D2O that is going to be left behind. ठीक है? Second जो method है इसमें, that is by fractional freezing. by fractional freezing. So freezing जब हम यहाँ पे करेंगे, it is seen that the freezing point of water that is going to be 0 degree Celsius and that of freezing point of D2O that is 3.82 degree Celsius. Okay, now this can be separated by fractional crystallization. So fractional freezing का मतलब होता है कि हम fractional crystallization इसकी करते रहते हैं as a result of which कि जिसका freezing point कम है वो पहले crystallize हो जाएगा और जिसका freezing point ज़्यादा है वो बाद में crystallize होएगा. तो इसी तरह से water crystallize होता रहता है and water can be separated. ठीक है? Then the next one, the third method which we have, that was a particular method which was an experiment which was conducted by a few scientists. So we have 3 scientists over here. The first one, that is Taylor, Rhine and Frost. Taylor, Rhine and Frost, these were the 3 scientists जिन्होंने किया था. Now what did they do is कि they did multi-stage electrolysis of ordinary water. Right? So they did a multi-stage electrolysis of ordinary water. उसके लिए उन्होंने एक apparatus set up किया, which consists of a beaker, and this is going to be covered over here. ठीक है? और यहाँ पे इस पे एक हमने रॉड जैसी लगाई, connected it to the battery. Now this is going to be the negative terminal क्योंकि हम electrolysis कर रहे हैं तो we need a cathode and we need an anode over here. So this is the negative terminal and negative terminal, that is the cathode. ठीक है? और यहाँ पे जो निकल होता है उसकी एक perforated plate हम लेते हैं. This is a perforated plate of nickel which is going to behave as an anode over here. So this is again connected to the battery. ये आ गया हमारे पास एनोड और यहाँ पे जो भी गैसेस निकलेगी वो गैसेस सारी की सारी यहाँ पे एक आउटलेट दिया जाता है, वहां से बाहर निकल जाती है. ये जो कंपार्टमेंट है this is formed of steel. So the steel compartment that is going to behave as a cathode over here. Okay, and we are going to take water inside this. So we are electrolyzing water by taking nickel, perforated nickel plate as the anode and the steel जो भी हमने कंटेनर लिया है that is going to behave as the cathode. ठीक है? So electrolysis जो इसमें होती है that is going to be completed in 7 different stages. 7 times electrolyze किया जाता है and we are going to take a number of electrolytic cells which will keep on changing. Right? जब ये सारे के सारे ऑर्डिनरी वाटर को जब हम इलेक्ट्रोलाइज करते रहेंगे इन डिफरेंट कंडीशंस, प्रोलॉन्ग्ड इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस जब हम इसकी करते हैं, वी आर एबल टू आइसोलेट अ स्मॉल अमाउंट ऑफ D2. Okay, so these are the 3 methods which we've discussed over here. Let's go on to the properties of heavy water. Properties of heavy water. Okay, now when we're doing the properties of heavy water, first of all let's discuss its physical properties. Now this is a colorless, odorless and tasteless liquid. Colorless, odorless and tasteless liquid. Now over here it has almost all physical constants higher than water. Right? जितने भी physical constants होंगे, जैसे you've already seen कि उसका boiling point जो है, that is when we're looking at the boiling point of water, it is 100 degrees Celsius. The boiling point of heavy water that is going to be 101.42. फिर आपने freezing point भी देखा, उसका freezing point 0 degree है, उसका 3 point something है. So जितने भी constants हैं इसके, that is going to be higher. Density भी अगर हम लोग देखते हैं तो we take the density of water as 1. Heavy water की जो density होती है that is 1.1. Okay, फिर melting point we've seen, boiling point we've seen. Similarly, जब हम specific heat देखते हैं, तो specific heat of water is 1, whereas the specific heat of heavy water that is going to be 1.01. So all the specific constants over here higher than water. ठीक है? Then let's go on to the chemical properties. When we're doing the chemical properties, it is seen that D2O reacts slowly. D2O is going to react slowly as compared to normal water, right? Although reactions उसी तरह से होती है, जैसे for example, if you're doing action with metals, if you're doing action with metals, तो एक्टिव मेटल्स के साथ ये रेडली एकदम से रिएक्ट करेगा, पर जो नॉन एक्टिव या लेस एक्टिव मेटल्स हैं उसके साथ ऑन हीटिंग ही रिएक्ट करेगा. सो वी आर गोइंग टू हैव ओवर हियर एक्टिव मेटल्स लाइक सोडियम. सोडियम के साथ जब ये रिएक्ट करता है तो ये हमें NaOD, जैसे NaOH देता है, यहाँ पे इट इज गोइंग टू गिव अस NaOD प्लस हेवी हाइड्रोजन. ठीक है, D2. उसी तरह से अगर हम कैल्शियम के साथ इसको रिएक्ट करें, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द रिएक्शन. जिंक के साथ अगर रिएक्ट करते हैं, बिकॉज जिंक इज नॉट अ वेरी एक्टिव मेटल, so zinc के साथ it will only react on heating. ठीक है, so this is going to give us ZnO plus D2. Okay, now action with metallic oxides. Action with metallic oxides. Metallic oxides के साथ ये किस तरह से react करेगा? It is going to give us compounds like NaOD. So metallic oxides, that is going to be Na2O plus D2O. This is going to give us 2NaOD. ठीक है, उसी तरह से अगर आप कैल्शियम ऑक्साइड के साथ इसको रिएक्ट करोगे, it is going to give us this. Then third is action with non-metallic oxides. Action with non-metallic oxides, like if it is reacting with N2O5. N2O5 के साथ ये रिएक्ट करता है to give us compounds of the type DNO3, HNO3 की तरह. ठीक है, so it is going to give us an acid. Okay, उसी तरह से अगर ये phosphorus oxide के साथ रिएक्ट करेगा, that is it is reacting with P2O5. It is going to give us four, just like phosphoric acid, 2D2PO4. ओके, और अगर ये SO3 के साथ रिएक्ट करता है, H2SO4 की तरह, it is also going to give us an acid, D2SO4. right? Electrolysis जब हम इसकी करते हैं, so electrolysis, the next reaction which we are going to do over here, that is electrolysis. Electrolysis जब हम इसकी करेंगे, it is going to produce deuterium at the cathode and oxygen as the anode, just like water. So we are doing the electrolysis, the reaction that is going to take place in presence of sodium sulfite. Electrolyze, this is going to give us 2D2 plus O2. ठीक है? Clear? Then the next type of reactions which we have, they are the exchange reactions. Exchange reactions. In case of exchange reactions, if there are compounds जिसके पास normal hydrogen जो है that is going to be present, तो उसको हम heavy water के साथ react करेंगे, तो hydrogen can easily replace deuterium. ठीक है? So we are taking over here NaOH, right? और उसको हम heavy water के साथ react कर रहे हैं. So due to deuterium, it can take the place of hydrogen over here. So what are we going to get over here? We will get compounds of the type NaOD and H2O. ठीक है? Similarly, if we have HCl plus D2O, this is going to give us DCl plus HDO. ठीक है? And if we have NH4Cl plus D2O, it is going to give us 4, यहाँ पे ले लो 4 D2O, it is going to give us NT4Cl plus it will give us what? 2H 4HDO 4H2O. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद हमारे पास there are certain types of hydrates, जैसे आपके पास वाटर के हाइड्रेट्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं, कॉपर सल्फेट हाइड्रेट है, जैसे सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड सोडियम कार्बोनेट का हाइड्रेट है, उसी तरह से ड्यूटेरियो हाइड्रेट्स आर आल्सो प्रेजेंट. Deuterio hydrates, they are also going to be present. जैसे for example we have Na2SO4 dot 10H2O. ठीक है? और we have over here CuSO4. Sorry, यहाँ पे D2O लेना है. 5D2O. So these are the deuterio hydrates which are going to be present. ठीक है? And the last reaction which we have, जैसे हम hydrolysis reaction करते हैं, वैसे ही यहाँ पे deuteriolysis reaction that is going to be present. So we have over here AlCl3, ठीक है? इसको हम react करें with D2O. This is going to give us AlOD whole thrice, जैसे aluminium hydroxide बनता है in a similar manner, and plus 3DCl, right? In a similar manner, if we are taking barium sulfide और इसको हम react कर रहे हैं with 2D2O, this is going to give us plus D2S. ठीक है? So this is what heavy water is. Let's go on to certain biological and physiological aspects of heavy water. So we have biological and physiological effects. Biological and physiological effects. Now heavy water of high concentration, that is going to retard the plant growth. It's not good for the plants. So अगर हम लोग high concentration दे रहे हैं, high concentration of heavy water, that is going to retard the growth of plants. So this is one of the ill effects of heavy water which we have. Then it is seen that the tobacco seeds they do not grow in heavy water. They do not grow in heavy water. ठीक है? It is also seen that pure heavy water that kills small fish. Pure heavy water that is going to kill small fish, tadpoles, mice, तो छोटे छोटे जितने भी हैं they can be easily killed, right? Then heavy water has germicidal and bactericidal properties. ठीक है? And then water containing small quantity of D2O, अगर बहुत कम क्वांटिटी होती है if there is very small quantity of D2O present, it is going to act as a tonic for vegetables. If there are very small quantity of D2O present, as a tonic for vegetables. ठीक है? So this is what the biological and physiological effect of water, heavy water is. Then we have what are going to be the uses of heavy water. The first use is that it is used as a neutron moderator. What is a moderator? Moderator is anything which is going to reduce the speed, right? So moderator means that it will reduce the speed of the neutrons. Okay, now heavy water that is going to be used for this purpose. Second, for the preparation of deuterium. This we've already done many reactions. There are going to be many reactions in which deuterium it can be produced. And then of course it is going to be used as a tracer compound. It is used as tracer compound. मतलब substances they are commonly used as tracer compound for जैसे हमने ड्यूटीरियम का किया था कि बहुत सारे रिएक्शन मैकेनिज्म्स को ट्रेस करने के लिए काम आता है. उसी तरह से it is also used for studying structures of certain ऑक्सा एसिड्स. ठीक है? सो ऑक्सा एसिड्स के स्ट्रक्चर्स वगैरह को पढ़ने के लिए जैसे H3PO2 हो गया, H3PO4 हो गया, उसकी स्ट्रक्चर को पढ़ने के लिए काम आता है to see how many ionizable hydrogens they are present such as to calculate the acidic character. ठीक है? The basicity of that particular acid. So today we are only going to do till here.